You're watching Court TV Live. It is time for our Talk Back segment where each day we post a question on Court TV social media pages and we gather your comments and questions and respond right here on the show. Here's today's question. Is the defense doing enough to raise reasonable doubt in the case of Christian Martin? Joining me now to discuss all of this, we of course have Sharon Lyko, David Katz, and Julia Janae. Let's look at the first viewer comment. Luann Jacob says, I agree that it is suspicious that the casing and dog tags were found by the victim's family, but I cannot get past the motive, means, and opportunity. Julia Janae, that was the big theme of the prosecution opening, really made headway here with Luann.
That is the basis of their case. They want this jury to keep in mind motive, motive, motive. That is what Assistant Attorney General Barbara Whaley let this jury know. So they want them to keep that at the front of their mind when they're going through this evidence, the lack of physical evidence and the lack of knowing exactly what happened, because this is a complicity murder that Martin is charged with. So there might be other people involved, but they are not sitting at that defense table.
Exactly. Sharon, what are your thoughts with the theme of motive, means, opportunity here?
Why, I have a question. Why would he take out Phillips rather than Joan Harmon? She's the complaining witness. She is the one who's got the most evidence. At best, Cal Phillips would have been a collateral witness. And again, without knowing what he was really going to say, it would be maybe just he found the top secret information at the house. But if you just think about it, she's the one that has the motivation, revenge. It's not the first time, it's not the last time. It's an old motive: love, hate, revenge.
That's right. That sounds like the defense closing to me. Let's look at another comment from Amy Starkey Willoughby. Yes, I think the defense is doing a good job. I must say that it's odd to hear witnesses ramble on with storytelling without objection instead of answering direct questions here. David, we watched some of that testimony today, especially the lead investigator. What are your thoughts for Amy's comment?
Well, the lead investigator, these cops will zing you if you give them a chance. That's why your cross-examination of them has to be tight. And this defense attorney is doing a good job, but he got zinged a couple of times. And that lead witness that they had, the son, they brought him on first, not only because he's emotional, but because he's very articulate and can answer very well for himself. I still think that they're probably in pretty good shape, the prosecution, although I think the defense has an awful lot of reasonable doubt that they're raising. I think the prosecution needs to really up their game and plug up some of these holes, because as Susan said, the motive really is pretty weak to kill somebody because they're a collateral witness on a subpoena in a court-martial where the government already has your computers, and the computers show that you've gotten access to classified information and misused it in some way, which this fellow got convicted of as a misdemeanor, even without the testimony of the two of them. I suppose the reason that he didn't kill the wife, they would argue, is because the ex-wife, the one who had the dissoluted marriage, was because they weren't going to get it. It wouldn't have. He would have gotten caught. That motive would have been too blatant. That's what they would say, I guess, is that why he didn't kill her. And she did seem to have a financial motive, although she wasn't going to collect anything because she knew she was a bigamist. She knew that her marriage would blow up when she tried to collect, and she would found not to have been legally married to him and probably not collect anything. And of course, now she could be trying to get revenge. But what opportunity did she have to commit all the things she would have had to if she committed this crime?
For sure. In fact, Pam Norwalk brings up the bigamy. Let's read her comment. It says, at this point, I could see both stories being true. This evidence found months later and by family members who definitely were pushing hard for an arrest is not rock solid evidence to me. The crazy bigamist wife who had the cell phone and took it to unlock it is as good of a suspect at this moment. But she says, we will see where the case goes, but this is far from convincing to me yet. And Julie, I agree with the whole cell phone evidence of Pamela Phillips pinging in the county where Joan Harmon lived.
It's very strange. We have not heard the expert or the actual direct detective who was the one who found that phone or was able to obtain that phone. So there's a lot more to be learned about that and Harmon's connection. But we've been hearing about not only Joan Harmon, but her boyfriend, who was a truck driver who did not have his truck driving logs when detectives asked him for them. And they also got his DNA, but not the DNA of Joan Harmon. So I agree with David Katz, a lot of holes that still need to be filled.
For sure. And I want to give a big thank you to David Katz, Susan Lyko, and of course my friend Julia Janae for being with me tonight. I'm a Chanley Painter.